Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is Utah's finest, maybe. Legitimate.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
When it's all said and done, it might say, this guy is the greatest Utahian of all time.
Yeah, bingo.
He won't say that because obviously he's super humble and bro and everything like that.
Sure.
But what he has accomplished at such a young age will be studied for decades and generations, hopefully. A man who started a company about studies and, surveys, sold that thing, became a billionaire. Sold it again, became another billionaire. Buys Utah Jazz. Okay, now he's an owner of an NBA team. Oh, the team he was a diehard fan of growing up in the city in which he grew up in. And then now he's also the owner of an NHL team yet to be named, although we all have ideas.
Yeah, we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, stud American dream story, Ryan Smith.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, man.
Holy shit. Is that green screen behind you now that you're a big time?
No, that's called Utah.
No, that's green screen.
That's called Utah. That's why we're here.
No,
Look at
that's green screen. I can
That's
see
called
it.
mental health right there.
Yeah, you're right.
absurd.
You're right. And the amount of outdoor.
Wake up to that every morning.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, Utah is a beautiful state. And to be honest, I did not expect to say that whenever I was forced to go to Utah because of college game day. Remember, we were forced to go.
Yeah, did not think that we'd love it.
We're going to Utah. Why the hell are we going to Utah? There has to be some other game that we could potentially go to. Then we get out there. The fans for our show, awesome.
Lights out.
Coach
Unbelievable.
showed up on a motorcycle.
Yep.
And then we go to your game that night, Utah Jazz. Electric atmosphere. And then the next morning was fantastic. The state is a sports state, which leads me to this. I know that you were interested in bringing an NHL team there. Obviously, the Winter Olympics have been held there, and obviously a lot of winter sports as we see those fake mountains above your head as we speak right now. The NHL thing was a dream for you, I think, and for your team. Did it seem like it was going to become a reality, or when did this kind of get dropped out of, did it come out of nowhere? When did you expect this to happen, and how did you find out about it all?
Yeah, I think in January we made it public, like, hey, we're interested in hosting. We want to be a part of it. Like, we think it'll do well. But reality is until a bunch of people go around the room and vote, you're not getting a team. And Bettman and Bill Daly and the crew called, pretty much around March 6th. It hasn't even been 6 weeks, and said, hey, we have the craziest idea. Do we even think you could pull it off? And I've learned with these things that when big stuff comes along like this, first of all, it's probably never a good time. Second, don't blink.
Yeah.
Just say, yes, let's go. We're going to figure it out. And here we are 6 weeks later with an NHL team and introducing the players to Salt Lake City and all of Utah on Wednesday.
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Go.
And the don't blink thing, whenever you're talking about an opportunity, there's not a lot of teams that you can buy in professional sports, in the power leagues, obviously. Not a lot of these situations pop up. And I know there's some people in Phoenix that are bummed out about it because they've committed their entire life to the Coyotes, and we saw the advertising to sales, everything that goes into an entire business. They were bummed out about it, but I think a lot of people, like Biz came on last week and said he's excited that there's a younger mind in owning a team and also a fan base that is seemingly very eager. 20,000 plus now at this
We're
point.
up to 27,000.
Sheesh.
Damn.
How many can it hold, the thing?
We're going to start out at about 16,000. We've got 12,000 that don't have any issues with sight lines. It's a longer conversation, but about 16.2 is where we're at. So
don't put anybody behind any polls, Ryan. You'll be the worst guy on earth. Can't do it.
There's no polls. There's no polls. Trust me. But we've got
No balls.
We've got a complete renovation set up so that we'll be about 17.3 in the arena when we're fully renovated.
So we're talking sold out barn for the entire season, seemingly guaranteed year one, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, AJ.
I assume now, you feel like the weight of everything has hit you now. Now I'm guessing the real work gets done. What's your first couple things you have to get squared away to even begin this whole process?
So we've got to name the team.
Oh, we got it. We know it. We know it.
I know.
We got a few.
We've got to land and mostly just relocate about 80 different folks. They're coming in Wednesday to look at where they're going to live, how their day-to-day is going to work. We've got to tee up a practice facility that works, that is a momentary practice facility. I'm not going to say temporary to anyone in Arizona. That was clear. We want to make sure that we have. Look at that backdrop, bro. You look
mental health
so
right here.
good.
This is mental health right
Yep.
here.
Mental health.
Right here.
There you go,
Yeah, this is not a green screen. This is outside the Thunderdome.
Yep.
You've been here.
dude. your people should be part of the space program, man.
Yeah.
Like that's very, very good work very quickly.
Zito is.
Maybe
Yeah.
Zito is.
Yeah.
That's Zito actually told us he went to a college, and then we checked with the college and his friends. He never went there.
Nope.
He lived on campus, but he never actually went.
I was in the space program 420.
Yeah. Who's an astronaut? We all are. Not in Utah, though. I learned that, obviously. I learned that. So there's a lot happening.
So there's a
quickly.
lot to do, AJ. Like, it's daunting. I mean, to be honest with you, we're not going to be perfect. There's no way we can be perfect. But, you know, we're ready to go, and I think we're going to need everyone in the community's help. Like, this is truly a community asset. It's going to be for Utah, by Utah. Like, let's go.
Okay.
So.
Do you have any messaging to your because how many Utah is it the same people, Utah Jazz fans, that are going to be Utah?
We'll get
Top
there.
3 maybe.
But
Top 3.
6,000 of the first people that came in out of the 27,000, only 400 were season ticket holders for the Jazz. So it's a little bit of a different demographic.
Okay, that's good news, right? That's not bad news.
I think so. I mean, we saw that with UFC a little bit. We've seen it with some of the concerts. It's stuff that, you know, I'm a data guy. I come from a data and analytics tech world. But then there becomes this moment of passion and gut and predictability. I think no one would have predicted what happened in Vegas with the Golden Knights and how that took off. I think we're a little bit in that same spot where, you know, people might look at the difference in market size between Arizona or Utah or Arizona and Vegas, but it's really about who shows up in these markets. There's a pass-fail grade on how big the market is, and then it's about a little bit about the fight and the dog. Like, do you show up? Do you come out to things? Is it family oriented? And I think that's where my faith is in the people of Utah, that we want nice things. We want a lot more to do. We're bringing another 42 nights a year to downtown Salt Lake plus playoffs. Like, people are going to show up.
And I think that ratings, if you have a packed barn like Winnipeg, I watched that game.
That was unbelievable.
Yes, exactly. I watched it in entirety because the barn was so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, your fans can actually create an atmosphere that becomes must watch, let alone on the ice having a good team. And now that's a little bit different from an NHL expansion as opposed to a NHL bye, because in the NHL expansion, they make those expansion teams good. The way the expansion draft is kind of set up, not that the Coyotes aren't, but I'm just saying NHL expansion teams have had a lot of success. Now you're doing outright buy. I'll be excited to see what you end up doing with the team. Speaking of, Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Ryan, you hired Danny Ainge when you got the Jazz because he was an absolute expert. So for the NHL side of it, are you going to go get Waino to run the team, or what are your thoughts there for the NHL side?
Yeah, I talked to Waino, but I don't think he's in the running the franchise business. But he's been great, actually, throughout
Well,
this
so
process.
why don't you open your checkbook a little
come
bit, okay? Stingy old Ryan Smith.
It's never going to work.
But we're going to need, like, the good thing is we got Bill Armstrong, our coach. They're coming over. I mean, if you actually think about the transaction or this deal, you know, we say in sports, we say in business that it's all about the people. Actually, what we're getting is the people. And we're not taking the name. We're not taking the brand. We might have some skate sharpeners. I don't even know that we're getting any other equipment. Like, we're actually acquiring people and a bunch of draft picks.
Okay.
And the team. And it's actually kind of cool because I had a chance to sit down with everyone last week in Arizona, kind of right when the news hit. And I was like, it's all us. This is who we got.
Yeah.
So let's go make it work and let's go roll. And I think that's what we're excited about. So we're going to need to, you know, obviously build out the organization. But, you know, we're betting on who we got. And I think that it's a little different than expansion. First of all, there's no guarantee on future expansion in any sport.
Agreed.
I mean, we've seen that. Like, things change and leagues change. But we're also, you know, we've got an incredibly young roster of some really, really good players, as well as a barn full of picks and assets. And so it's a good spot. There you go.
Hey, how are the sweaters going to look? When are we picking the name? When are we picking the damn name?
Actually, we're doing a bracket.
Oh, no. Ryan.
We're gonna do a bracket. Why isn't that a good thing?
Because AI will come in, you'll get bots that'll take something over. You're getting Soakers whether you like it or not. That better be a 1 seed.
Yeah.
Soakers better be a 1 seed, Ryan.
Has to be.
Hey, we've engaged Qualtrics.
Okay.
I know how to handle the AI bots.
right.
We're
Okay.
good.
Okay.
And Doubleday
Very smart.
and Cartwright, and I think we're going to take this down from like 8 all the way down, and the fans are going to vote for this. So it should be good.
Okay, so Qualtrics will be able to keep the bots out. Congrats, and thank you for your services in many other websites that you never really get mentioned to hear about, but you have enough money to buy a pro team in the NHL and the NBA, and you're how old? 27? You look like a child. How old are you?
I'm 45.
Good year.
Team in the NHL and the NBA by 45.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Hey, good for you, dude.
Well done.
Your golf game sucks, but good for you, dude.
Bro, I just need to come out there on a non-windy day.
Yeah, well,
How about Scheffler? Is anyone talking about Scheffler?
phenomenal.
That is a heater.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is a heater.
Yeah, that's why he's playing. He should not be playing in this tournament this past weekend. He just won a Masters. Wife's very pregnant, but he also might have been like, yeah, what am I doing?
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to be.
Look at this.
Yeah, he's unconscious right now. Yeah, it's phenomenal. He's like getting your money.
16 million in 45 days?
Bingo, that was the first thing I looked at. He's getting your money, Ryan. Well, you better watch it. He's going to come get your NHL team. You don't sell that place out every single night. Ty's got a question for you, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, what's up,
You
Ty?
mentioned the difference between expansion and relocation. Is there any drawback to it being relocation as opposed to expansion? And that whole process, is it more difficult if it's relocation as opposed to expansion, or does it not really matter?
Well, so this deal isn't really either. Like, we're actually establishing a new franchise and taking the people from the old one, and then everything else is brand new. So it's really not relocation. It's not expansion. What I love about expansion, obviously the draft process is pretty incredible, but I think we're further ahead from talking to people around the league than maybe going through that. Obviously, the Kraken and the Knights were able to kind of defy gravity on that front. I would have loved to have 3 years to set this out the way I know we could. But at the same time, like, Utah's ready, and we're going to go together. And I also think that there's something about that. Like, you get to start off with just kind of this, like, everyone rowing, everyone helping, everyone coming out to support that whole deal that we've got on Wednesday. You know, hopefully we're filling up the arena to show everyone.
Hey, let's make sure that's not boring, Ryan. Let's make sure that's not boring. You know, we'll all be paying attention to that. If you're going to have...
Are you coming out?
What's that?
You're coming out. There's free J-Dogs.
Be Detroit.
Yeah, I'll be in Detroit.
I mean, you might have to work.
Big
but
J gonna
Is
be
Big,
there?
is Big J actually talking or no?
What? Big J's always there.
MC.
Need him.
Yeah, but is he talking? We would like Big J on the mic introing you and Gary Bettman.
Yep.
You know,
Okay.
like Dana does when he's on stage for the weigh-ins?
Yep.
He needs to be
Well-
sitting in between you guys, Big J.
Yes.
We can work it out. You remember when we were in Fieldhouse and we went and got dogs? Everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
I don't remember if you paid, Pat, but like everyone recognized you. It was like, we're coming out, we're ordering dogs. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we threw ourselves into a war. You know, anytime you do that, you know, just drop me.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the biggest group of people that potentially know who Pat is? Okay, let's drop ourselves in there. That's what we did, but we were starving our asses off. We needed that hot dog, which isn't going to happen, I think, out of your place. It feels like what you did with Utah Jazz, getting a chance to watch a game next to you. It's like every commercial break, there's something. You see it. You said you had another 42 nights for the people plus playoffs coming out. You really view it as that, right? Like a show. The hockey people, how do you feel like the hockey people are going to react to how the Utah Quaker? No. Is it
No.
the Quakers?
So
Bed bunkers,
we'll come up
man.
with
Oh,
with
the
hockey
Utah
shows-
bed bunk beds.
Yeah.
The hockey people, the show at the hockey games are different. I mean, look at the Vegas night. It's like a Vegas show.
Yes.
Awesome.
You got multiple intermissions. We've got to turn it up. Like, inside the league of the NHL, there's an entire department of like in-arena game show entertainment. Like, we have to turn it up. And I actually think we could also learn some stuff at the Jazz by where they will take it. And so I think that's exciting. We are an entertainment company. You know, if you think about it, there's talent, there's distribution, there's media.
There's
And
surveys.
we're putting on a show every night. Like, we are literally trying to entertain and bring groups to people to rally around a common cause in the community, and hopefully they can forget about life for a while and cheer on something. And, you know, you always can't control the outcome of the show, but we want that experience to be incredible. And so one of the things we're working with bringing both of these downtown is making sure that the entrance of that show is not just the arena. How do you make the whole downtown kind of play a part of that, which I think's really cool.
I can't wait to see Utah rally around that, because I think that was the sense of like family. You know, it felt like a family. Now, granted, the Utah people are throwing the BYU people under the bus,
Yep.
and then the BYU people are like, "Oh, please, come on, you."
Yeah.
A lot of that, you know, you got a little jousting happening. But I do believe it felt more like a family than any place I'd been in maybe my entire life. And I'm excited to see what you guys do with it all. The bunk beds are not a bad name.
That'd
No.
be sweet.
The bunk beds are not a bad
The
name.
kids involved, you know, you want it family friendly.
Yeah, you could sell bunk beds. Oh my God,
Yeah,
nobody's
there it
doing
is.
that.
In the team shop.
Who's that? Is that a sponsor there? That drink you just took?
Yeah, it's I'm drinking I like my caffeine cold.
Yeah, well, we know. We understand. We've heard. Did you celebrate 420 this weekend, Ryan? Did you get high as shit?
I did not. I saw it all online. Like, I think there was a lot of pictures and a lot of people visiting Buenos Aires. So it was good.
Sure. Argentina.
Hey,
Argentina.
What type of team are we going to have, though? You think, like 5-10 years from now, they're going to say that Utah...
My wife stood up and was like, "We want the Stanley Cup here." So
The
like,
Utah, my
I was
wives.
impressed. I was like, she's at the press conference calling out the Stanley Cup, and like, let's go.
Wait till you see the guy that carries it around. He's got this feathered hair. His name's Mike.
Oh, man.
Legend.
He's awesome. He's been in a lot of
With
houses.
it at all point.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, you look at like what the Cronkies have done, in where they had the Avalanche win and the Nuggets win. Like, goodness, and then the Rams the year before. That's what it should look like. Like,
That's what we're aiming
Just do that.
Hey, figure it out, right? We assume you'll be able to, because everything else in your life you have. We appreciate you joining the hockey world. We cannot wait to watch the squad.
well, we talked about it when we were on your show. Like, and look what happened. Hey, can you leave that backdrop up there for a while?
Well, these mountains are bigger than your mountains. I don't think these are little bitch mountains. Like,
No.
these are the big ones.
You got to get a little closer. Those are a lot closer to you.
Huh?
This is from a distance. The closer you get, the bigger it gets. So
Oh, well, don't you just
You
zoom
ever
in
hike
on
up there? You ever hike up to the top of that?
yeah, I've hiked it. That's called Timpanogos, and you can hike up to the top.
Okay.
It's about 6-7 hours. AJ, for
did.
you, it's probably 2 or 3.
Ooh, you know how zoomed out I am? Look at this. Look at this. I can zoom in.
Wow, that's touch screen too. Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
Oh, yeah, you can do it all.
Oh wow!
Go the other way. Now. Go the other way.
Technology.
Other way. Oh,
Look at this.
Yep, see, the wrong way. Yep. These are what my mountains do. They dance, right? If you're going to be an owner
Let's
of
go.
an NHL team and an NBA team, I'm going to need your mountains to dance. And we can't wait.
Hey, we're gonna get you guys out. Come out for opening night.
Cock
Whole
and ride
crew.
the Zamboni
Go
again.
live.
October.
All right, we'll think about it. When is it? When is
October.
it?
You'll think about it.
I think it's football season. I think you're in the middle of football season. That's going to be, you know what I mean? That seems like a
But
little
the first game in February, like February 20.
No, we'll be
somewhere.
out there. We'll come out opening
Well,
night.
of course you will. Of
Gotta
course
get
you
an
will.
outdoor
All right, fellas.
series.
Hey, I want to let you know. Make sure you have one of those names on that. Let the people actually vote. Don't be
People are gonna vote.
don't be
they hear
withholding.
you.
Don't be withholding any names. You know which ones we're talking about.
I won't. They'll be out. All right, fellas.
See, you're the man, ladies and gentlemen.
Win. You're gonna win.
You put Stokers on there, it's going to win.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
You should put it on.
Has to be on there. There's no way it's going on.
Put it
There's
on
no
the
way.
ballot.
They're the Utah Soakers. He has to do it.
I mean, it'll be a landslide victory.
Their
Well, because it
logo.
won't be Utah people. It'll be
No, yeah, no one who is going to be a fan of this team is going to vote on it.
Yeah, but Qualtrics. Remember, Qualtrics is
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, where they've been for X.
Well, I don't
That's all
know.
I
If
thought.
they have
so.
deals with a lot of. Obviously, they got deals with a lot.
Yeah, they got the
Think
deal.
about that dude. 45 years old. He's got an NBA team and an NHL team. Was a drop out of high school.
He dropped out of high school?
Yeah, there's a whole story about it. He told me I was in those mountains
Sure.
as he was texting me. And the Utah Jazz were going bananas right in front of us as I was dapping up the coach. It was a wild. They treated us so good.
Yeah, that was
They
crazy.
treated us so good over there. It was like the nicest thing of all time. That's why when I heard he was going to get into hockey, I'm like, yes, hockey needs an owner that is like this, because he's very much like, this is an event here. Every single night is an event. We need to treat it that way.